Good morning, guys. I hope you're doing great. I hope you've had a great weekend. Guess what? If you turned in your packet and you finished your online lessons, seventh grade is over. I would say welcome to summer, but you got a couple more days to finish your already. But guess what? You're about to move on to eighth grade. I hope you've enjoyed the seventh grade lessons that we've all done for you. Today we're going to jump into what to look forward to when you get to eighth grade. So this is going to be your first thing you're going to do next year when we start eighth grade. It's exponents. Now I know you think, I don't need to know exponents. I'm never going to use exponents. And you may or may not. But exponents do play a really big role in stuff that you do probably every day, and you just don't know it. So let's look. We're going to look at exponents today. But first we need to go over a couple of vocabulary words. First, base. Base is the number multiplied by itself when raised to a power. We'll get there, don't worry. The second vocabulary word is exponent. Exponent is the little tiny number raised to the base. And I know you've seen these before in sixth grade and things like that. We're going to really look into it today. Here's your challenge for today, okay? You have created a TikTok. You want it to go viral. What is the best way for you to do that? Do you have any ideas? Here's where exponents come into play. You created your TikTok. You shared your TikTok with 3 people. Those 3 people shared your TikTok with 3 more people. And then those 9 people shared your TikTok with 3 more people. You, 2, 3, those 3 to 3 more, and then all of those to 3 each. Do you notice anything here? You shared your TikTok with 3 people. Those 3 people shared your TikTok. And then those 3 people shared that TikTok also. You sent it to 3. They sent it to 3 more, which gave us 9. And they sent it to 3 more, which gave us 27. Do you see a pattern here? What pattern do you see in your exponential sharing blast? We are doing what? Increasing in each round, there are more than 3 emails than the round before. Or in each round, the number of emails is 3 times the round before. Or you don't see a pattern at all. What do you see here? We're multiplying by 3 every time. So in each round, the number of emails is 3 times the round before. How many shares are you going to get in rounds 4 and 5 with your sharing blast? If you follow the pattern, 3 times 3, 3 times 3 times 3, what's 4 going to be? You got it. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. And what's it going to be in round 5? 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Are you seeing a pattern? What is another way that we can represent the amount of TikToks in Blast 5 except for the expanded form, which was 3 multiplied 5 times? Is it 5 to the 3rd power? Is it 3 plus 5? Is it 3 times 5? Or is it 3 to the 5th power? Now think about what we talked about earlier with our vocabulary words. The big number is the base, and the small number up at the top is the exponent. So if we are multiplying 3 5 times, what answer do you think it's going to be? If you chose 3 to the 5th, you are correct. We are multiplying 3 5 times. 3 is the base. It is the number multiplied by itself how many ever times in our expanded form. 5 is the exponent because we multiplied 3 5 times. 3 is the base, 5 is the exponent. Now don't confuse it with 3 times 5 because we're not multiplying 3 times 5. We are multiplying 3 5 times. Could get a little confusing. After we've went through 5 email blast or share blast, we have not only have we shared it 3 times and 9 times and 27 times and 81 times and 243 times, we have shared it a total of 3 plus 9 plus 27 plus 81 plus 243. So after 5 shares or email blast, you have actually shared your TikTok 363 times. But you need to get to 1 million views because that's when you go viral. So let's see if we can represent all of our table in exponential form. So if you look in round 1, you sent it to 3 people. So that's 3 to the first power. In round 2, they sent it to 3 more people. So that was 3 to the second power. In round 3, in round 4, and in round 5. Are you seeing a pattern? If there is an additional 4 rounds after round 5, how could we represent the number of shares that would be sent in round 9? If you follow the pattern, are you going to have 3 to the 5th power plus 3 to the 4th power? Are you going to have 3 to the 9th power? Are you going to have 3 to the 5th power times 3 to the 4th power? Or are you going to have 3 to the 5th power times 4? Now let's look. Before we look at an answer, do you see anything over here that has a plus? So guess what? It can't be this one because that has a plus and there's no pluses over there at all. Okay? Do you see anything on our table over here that has a 4? So guess what? We've eliminated this one and this one. We only have 2 choices, but maybe those 2 choices look kind of similar. So let's see. It is 3 to the 9th. So if we follow our pattern, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It is 3 to the 9th. But could it also be 3 to the 5th times 3 to the 4th? Well, let's see. Let's expand it out and see if we can do that. So you told me that on the 9th round, it was going to be 3 to the 9th power. So let's expand 3 9s. Okay? We know we're multiplying by 3. If we expand it out, we can do 3 to the 5th power because look right down there. There's 5 3s and then there's 4 3s. So 3 to the 5th power times 3 to the 4th power is the same as 3 to the 9th power. So how'd that work? Well, let's see. It looks like you can just multiply the exponents together. Well, that may be. It looks like you can keep the same base and add the exponents. Okay, well that looks pretty good. Or it looks like you can multiply the bases and add the exponents. Well, let's see. Let's look at the first one. It looks like you can multiply the exponents. Well, I have 5 and 4, and 5 times 4 doesn't give me 9. Okay? It looks like you can keep the same base and add the exponents. Well, they both have the base of 3, and 5 plus 4 does give us 9. So that's a good possibility. And then the last one says, it looks like you can multiply the bases and add the exponents. Well, if I multiply the bases, that would be 3 times 3 is 9. And I add the exponents, that would be 9. That would be 9 to the 9th, and that's not our answer. So you are correct. When we expand it out, we can keep the same base and add the exponents. I wonder if that works for everything. Let's see. You get to try. What is 3 to the 9th times 3 to the 5th? Giving you a second to decide. Okay, the first thing we need to do is keep the base. We don't change the base. And then if we, according to our problem just a second ago, when we added the exponents, if we add 9 and 5, that should give us 14. So let's see if that works. Let's expand it out. If we have 3 9 times 3 5 times, and we expand it out, how many 3s do we have? If we add up all the 3s, we end up with 3 to the 14th power. I'm pretty sure I would rather write it this way than expand it out all the way. That's a lot of 3s. And just think if you got 3 to the 30th power, would you want to write 3 times 3 times 3? I wouldn't want to write that. So when we have the same bases and we multiply them together, we add their exponents. Now look at this one. What is familiar about this? We have 3 squared times 3 squared times 3 squared times 3 squared. That's 4 3 squareds, right? Okay, well that looks different. 3 squared is like a new base. So we've taken 3 squared and we've made it the base, and we're multiplying it 4 times. So let's look back at our table, okay? So in round 1, we only had 3. In round 2, we had 3 times 3, which is the same as 3 squared, okay? Now let's go to round 4. We have 3 times 3, and then 3 times 3. Well, that's the same thing as 3 squared times 3 squared. We actually have 4 3s, correct? So let's look at round 6. We have 3 times 3, and then we have 3 times 3, and then we have 3 times 3. So that's 3 squared times 3 squared times 3 squared, which gives us 3 to the 6th. So in round 8, we have 3 times 3, 3 times 3, 3 times 3, and 3 times 3. So that's 3 squared 4 times. So let's look at the pattern. Are you seeing a pattern? 3 squared, 3 to the 4th, 3 to the 6th. That one should be 3 to the 8th. Okay? What do you see that looks familiar? How did we get 8? Well, 2 times 4 is 8. So the rule is when you raise a power of a number to another power, you multiply the exponents. Okay, so let's see. When we multiply a base with a power and a base with a power, we add their exponents. But when we multiply or we raise a base to another power, we multiply their exponents. Now you try. 2 to the 3rd to the 4th power. I'll give you a second to see if you can figure it out. Okay? Now remember, the 4 is the exponent. It's the power outside of the brackets. So that power is applied to everything inside the brackets. So if we expand that out, that's 2 to the 3rd times 2 to the 3rd times 2 to the 3rd times 2 to the 3rd. That gives us 2 to the 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, which is 2 to the 12th. So if we expand it out, we would add all of our exponents. But if we raise a power to a power, we're going to multiply them. So it's 2 to the 12th power. Okay, now it's your turn. If you solve this correctly and you email the answer in, you have a chance to win a prize this week. So, you want your video or your TikTok to go viral. If your base is kept at 3 and you're just going to continue to share your TikTok with 3 more people, 3 more people, 3 more people, and you want your solution to be more than 1 million views, you want it to really go viral, what must your exponent be, or at least be, for your TikTok video to go viral? You need to solve for x. So your base is 3. Your exponent is unknown at this point, but you want your answer to be greater than 1 million. So what is the least number that x can be, no decimals, for your TikTok to go viral? Make sure you answer this and you email it to mcpsstv.mcpss.com. Now let's review one more time. How do we use exponents in our everyday life? You do it all the time when you share an Instagram or when you get likes or anything like that. Every time you share and somebody shares yours and somebody shares yours, you're using exponents, just like in this table right here. So let's go back one more time to our question of the day. If you want your TikTok to go viral, what is the least number your exponent has to be to get your TikToks more than 1 million views? Guys, it has been wonderful. Thank you for allowing me to be part of your Tuesdays and part of your 7th grade lessons. Thank you for listening. That's the one thing a teacher appreciates all the time, is that you listen. Thank you for always trying your best. And thank you for finishing 7th grade with a bang. See you next year in the 8th grade. Have a great summer. Miss Trenham out.